Several members of the militia group Rise of the Moors that were arrested after a standoff in Massachusetts earlier this month have filed federal lawsuits. The suit filed in the U.S. District Court in Rhode Island alleges the state courts have no jurisdiction over the case. It also alleges defamation, discrimination of national origin, and deprivation of their rights under the color of law. The group is seeking $70 million in damages. The Massachusetts State Police, several individual troopers, the judge who presided over their arraignments, the state as a whole, and several media organizations are all named as defendants. The standoff happened back on July 3rd on Interstate 95 in Wakefield as the group was headed for Maine. Several members of the militia group Rise of the Moors that were arrested after a standoff in Massachusetts earlier this month have filed federal lawsuits. The suit filed in the U.S. District Court in Rhode Island alleges the state courts have no jurisdiction over the case. It also alleges defamation, discrimination of national origin, and deprivation of their rights under the color of law. The group is seeking $70 million in damages. The Massachusetts State Police, several individual troopers, the judge who presided over their arraignments, the state as a whole, and several media
YouTube trolls catch my scimitar blade and turn snitch. Your man is your dog and your homegirl a bitch. Inquisition lies turn high priestess to witch. Burned at the stake, cooked like fish Escovitch. COINTELPRO are not pros but rookies. TikTok program makes young girls shake their cookies. Transgenders wanna be called proper pronouns. D-Wade's son turned daughter, pawn of the order. Used for the rituals, niggas wearing capris. Slam dunk champ shorts are way above his knees. By yourself with 3 masks on, that's a disease. Most of y'all are crack fiends for vaccines. Giving passes to perv clones like Weinstein while in your favorite actor had property on Epstein Island. Hollywood Kazaj, tribe of 13 wizards. Blowing lies make visibility pour like blizzards. With sins greater than 55 miles per hour, stupidity will surely get your minds devoured. Using your soul to quench the thirst of diabolic devils, then ignorance will rise past hyperbolic levels. Are you thinking, or is your mind controlled? Are you blinking, or is your first eye closed? Will you think and save yourself or fall victim? Will you fight back or keep getting your face kicked in? Are you thinking, or is your mind controlled? Are you blinking, or is your first eye closed? Will you think and save yourself or fall victim? Will you fight back or keep getting your face kicked in?
I put your head on the water and show you what's important. You need ear, of course, and more will appear. Anywhere I stand, Morocco is there. So no matter where I stand, my rights will be clear. The law of the land signed by the air, the true air. Ownership, caught up in color, you disown the ship. A black star with black people in it. Ship gone your way before Julie boarded it. That's a smart plan by some hybrids, but the birds still fly with a message. A flag of culture, heritage, American Republic. Feeling like Carthage, you're driving cars, I'm riding elephants. You're thinking nothing relevant. Black before every statement, you're an agent. Need I say more? I'm in 7-Eleven. You're thinking corner stores. Human rights declared, but how they corner yours?
Are you thinking, or is your mind controlled? Are you blinking, or is your first eye closed? Will you think and save yourself or fall victim? Will you fight back or keep getting your face kicked in? Are you thinking, or is your mind controlled? Are you blinking, or is your first eye closed? Will you think and save yourself or fall victim? Will you fight back or keep getting your face kicked in?
The United States Department of Justice. United States Department of Justice. United States Department of Justice. Deprivation of rights under color of law. Section 242 of Title 18 makes it a crime for a person acting under color of any law to willfully deprive a person of a right or privilege protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States. For the purpose of Section 242, acts under color of law include acts not only done by federal, state, or local officials within their lawful authority, but also acts done beyond the bounds of the official's lawful authority if the acts are done while the official is purporting to or pretending to act in the performance of his or her official duties. Persons acting under color of law within the meaning of this statute include police officers, prison guards, and other law enforcement officials, as well as judges, care providers in public health facilities, and others who are acting as public officials. It is not necessary that the crime be motivated by animus towards the race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, or national origin of the victim. The offense is punishable by a range of imprisonment up to life term or the death penalty, depending on the circumstances and the resulting injury, if any. Rise of the Moors sue Massachusetts State Police, media outlets in federal court over armed standoff, the Providence Journal, Katie Mulvaney, July 27th, 2021. Members of the Pawtucket group that bills itself the Rise of the Moors are suing the Massachusetts State Police, the judge presiding over their criminal cases, and several media organizations following their arrests early this month after an armed standoff with police. The Rise of the Moors and 10 of the men, and there's the media outlets being involved in it because they're calling it armed standoff when, what armed standoff? How is the armed standoff when guns are pointing down? How is the armed standoff when Highwayman's own dash cam shows him having a conversation with them and there's no issues? He's going from car to car and all that stuff, talking to people. What armed standoff? What they shut the street down for that? They shut the street down for that. For a highwayman going and asking Moors for licenses. That's what they shut the street down for? That's an armed standoff? So if that's an armed standoff, then every stop that they give you out here is an armed standoff then. Because there was no standoff. It's absolutely that simple. There was no standoff. The Rise of the Moors and 10 of the men arrested July 3rd after the hours-long standoff. There's a second count for them in their lawsuit that closed the highway and drew national headlines. There's national, talking about national origin, right? Filed suit Friday in U.S. District Court in Rhode Island, accusing the Massachusetts State Police and others of defamation, discrimination of national origin, and deprivation of their rights under color of law. ACLU.org. Know your rights. Race, ethnicity, or national origin-based discrimination. Oh yeah, and just since the first part got cut off because of trolls, just to remind you that Kevin comes from Cowman, and Cowman is a saint. It's not some dumb nigger, black guy. Kevin comes from Cowman, which is a saint. And you have respect for people who are saints and stuff like that. You don't throw them under the bus for being a saint. So why are you throwing Kevin under the bus for being a saint? Put some respect on the name. Put some respect on the name and at least say Saint Kevin if you're going to say Kevin. Like, come on, have some respect. Because you're not going to go call the Pope by his first name. You're going to call him Pope. You're going to put his title in front of his name. You're going to put his title in front of his name. And that's a modern European who's touching children and all that stuff. But you're going to respect him. But Kevin, my name that my mom gave me, you're not going to put Saint in front of my shit. But you're gonna put Pope in front of whatever. You're gonna put Rabbi in front of the Jewish traders who sold you into slavery or whatever. You're gonna put them, right? Right? Who else? Who else has titles? Bishop, whoever. You're gonna put Bishop in front of his stuff. But Kevin, you're not gonna put Saint in front of that. When Kevin comes from Cowman, which is a saint. And then don't forget, don't just say Kevin McCletchy only. Make sure you put my dad's name in there, which is my middle name, which is Samuel. And everybody knows that Samuel is one of the archangels. And then you wonder why Kudro just takes people's heads or whatever like that, because I have the saint power, I have the archangel power, and then I have the McCletchy, which are the Scots, which aren't some Europeans. The Scots, which aren't, this is part of the Rise of the Moors situation. Because we've been back in Rise of the Moors since the start. Matter of fact, Jamal went on the record and said we're the ones who put them on. So there wouldn't be Rise of the Moors if it wasn't for Canaanland Moors and Kudro L. Or Kevin McCletchy L, whatever name you want to pretend, try to play games. The hell are you talking about? You think I'm scared of being called Kevin or something? I've done my research on Kevin. I know what that is. That's a saint. That's why you're dumbass. It's not about the 70 million, you dumbass. It's about the right. Not suing for 70 million. They just put 70 million on there because they're more, so why wouldn't they put 7? And why would they only try to get 7 million? If all these agencies or whatever shut down the place for 11 hours, why not put 70 on it? Because it's a ritual, you dumbass. But you don't know more science. You're just a troll. You're just another Rami, another Taharka, another under these Moorish science temples talking crazy against Rise of the Moors. You don't know what the hell's going on. That's why we cuss all you people out. All you. We tell you go suck your mom and all that. Because we know you're a troll. You don't really have a mom. You're a test tube. Nobody concerned with you. We tell you go suck your grandma, your great-great-grandma. Go down the line. Suck all of them if you're a troll. If you're on here talking against Rise of the Moors. If you're on here talking crazy about, your name's not Cujo. Your name's Kevin McCletchy L. Well, McCletchy's Scottish. And that doesn't, Scots aren't Europeans. And Kevin comes from Cowman, which is a saint. And look how dumb you are. Let me show you how dumb you are. My mom's name is Allison, and Ali is in that. Isn't Ali exalted name and all that stuff? You think I come from some nigger line? I don't come from nigger line. That's why I can cuss you people out and not worry about what Allah is going to do to me. I can say swear words and all that stuff and it doesn't even matter. Because my due's been paid before I even came onto the earth plane. My mom's name is Ali. My dad's name is L. The hell you talking about? What's your dad's and your mom's name? Put that on the record. Put that on the record. What's your dad and your mom's name? Oh no, he could bring up my mom because my mom's name is Ali. That's what they've been calling her all her life. They don't call her Allison. They call her Ali. Why they calling her Ali? Why is that her nickname? Stupid asses. And guess what? Guess what? Let me show you how dumb you are. My dad's a teacher. My dad was a teacher. And people who were his students today, who have reputations or whatever like that, as soon as they see my name, guess what they're talking about? As soon as they see my name, guess what they're talking about? Hey, is your dad Samuel? He used to be my teacher. Oh, he was a great teacher. Oh, his classes were the best. We love his classes. You dumb fuck. Who are you trying to disrespect? Who are you trying to disrespect? Are you dumb? You know how much dues my family paid before I came to the earth plane? Please. My mom's name is Ali. Noble Drew Ali's name is Ali. F you. My dad's name is Samuel. Samuel's one of the archangels. F you. Kevin comes from Cowman, which is a saint. F you. And McCletchy are the Scots of Scotland, who weren't some Europeans. F you again. Talking crazy in our chat, like you wouldn't get cussed out or something because Drew Ali said, no, agitating speeches. And if it's not me, I'll just send Malik to slap the fuck out you people. If that's what you want. If you want it like that. We know Bloods and Crips too. We know Bloods and Crips too. Talking crazy. Are you dumb? Right, and all that is part of the discrimination against the national origin. All of that is the exact same thing. Right? Oh, and since you want to know, in Trinidad, my mom had her own daycare, you dumbass. And guess whose daycare was the best daycare in the whole town? Guess. I bet you don't want to guess whose daycares. I bet you don't want to guess. I bet you don't want to guess whose daycare in the town was the best daycare, that everybody's children were going to that daycare. Guess whose daycare it was? Yeah, my mom's one. You dumbass. You're dumb. You people are so dumb that you need some violence. That's what you really need. Because you've been doing the keyboard warrior stuff too much, and now you're thinking that you could just say whatever and do whatever. And then when we break down the history to the BS that you're talking about, and we show you that, oh yeah, these people are a fraud, guess what, you people out there, Merck Boulevard and all you people, who we show you that these people are traitors, or you don't do anything. You sit there with your sitting on your hands. You're sitting on your hands talking about Moore's deal with violence. But highwaymen just pulled you over yesterday. You're calling me about tickets that you got. That you think that's not violence? So that's not violence that they did on you. But Moors talking about beating up dirty Moors, that's violence. People are a bunch of cowards. That's your problem. That's your problem. And then the people who are active that aren't coward, you're mad at them for not being cowards. Why don't you just not be a coward? Oh, but you want to be a coward. You want to sit on your ass and complain about stuff and not do anything. Then you sit on your ass, complain, and don't do anything. And stop talking about active Moors and what we're doing. Don't worry about what we're doing. You just stay in your passivity over there. That's all. That's all. What does discrimination on the basis of race, ethnicity, and national origin look like? ACLU.org. This is not Moors talking. This is not our website. This is the colonists. What does discrimination on the basis of race, ethnicity, or national origin look like? Overview. It is illegal discrimination if a person or a company intentionally treats you differently based on your race, ethnicity, or national origin. For example, a landlord violates the law if you apply to rent an apartment and are told that the landlord doesn't rent to black people. But those dumbasses are going to go file a civil rights suit. They're not going to go sue for discrimination against national origin. They're going to go sue for civil rights, which is color, and they lose. Because even if they win, they still don't have the right. Some forms of illegal discrimination might be subtler. For example, an employer or housing or credit provider may adopt policies that cause unjustified and disproportionate harm to people of a particular race, ethnicity, or national origin. Depending on the reasons why this particular policy was adopted, the facts could show that the policy was driven by a desire to exclude people of color with criminal records, in which case the policy would constitute illegal, intentional racial discrimination. Your rights. Federal anti-discrimination laws prohibit discrimination in housing, credit, employment, and public accommodations like restaurants, movie theaters, parks, and trains. You cannot be denied a home, a job, or service at a business that is open to the public because of your race, ethnicity, or national origin. And you cannot be charged a different price because of your race, ethnicity, or national origin. The Constitution, not the statutes, not the codes, not the ordinances, not any of that BS. The Constitution prevents the government from subjecting you to worse treatment because of your race, ethnicity, or national origin in any situation. In any situation. Please. Please. People are full of BS. All you like to do is not be down with active Moors. But you're down with the Pope, calling him Pope, but you're not going to call me Saint. FOH. The lawsuit challenges state court jurisdiction in Massachusetts over the criminal cases facing the men who claim they are sovereign citizens of Moroccan descent. Oh, the Providence Journal. There's somebody else to add to the next suit. The Providence Journal, Katie Mulvaney, Mulvaney, lying and saying that Rise of the Moors are sovereign citizens of Moroccan descent. They never said that. Matter of fact, they went on their own live and said we are not sovereign citizens. So if they said we are not sovereign citizens, why is she going out and saying that they're sovereign citizens after they just sued media people for defamation? What does that tell you? That tells you that they have a reservoir that they tap into. The reservoir that they tap into to do the criminal activity that they do, which slander people right after they filed a lawsuit against these people for slandering them, they're going to slander them again. The reason why they have so much power is because dumb niggers who fund these people. That's why they have the power that they have to do what they're doing and say what they're saying. Even with a lawsuit in their face right now, she's putting her name out there right now. And she's doing the let's see. Title 18, United States Code, Section 242. Whoever, under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom, willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution or the laws of the United States. Didn't she just violate, calling them sovereign citizens? Because by her calling them sovereign citizens, that's going to cause their right to be deprived. But y'all don't want to go there. Y'all want to talk about my name's Kevin and all this BS, as if that means something. As if that has any say in anything going on around here. This is why we know that it's trolls. It's people who are sent. It's people who are sent. They're sent to cause confusion. They're sent to cause confusion. And they've been being sent over the past 3 weeks, in past month. They've been being sent crazy. To the point where they're not interested in anything that we're talking about. They're not interested in anything we're talking about. We're liars and we're domestic terrorists and we're all this stuff, but they're in our chat for 3 hours. Why are they here? If I'm not interested in faggots, why am I going to the gay bar? Like, why am I? Oh yeah, I want to drink. I'm gonna just go to the gay bar because that's the only bar there is to go to because I want to drink. But I don't like gays, and I'm gonna be in there. Why are you kissing? Why are you there? You shouldn't be dancing on him. Why are you doing that? Why are you there? What the gay guy is gonna do? They're gonna find a muscular gay guy. They're gonna grab me by the neck, and they're gonna throw me out of their establishment. Because if I don't like them, why am I there? Like, why am I there? If I'm not down with gays, why am I at the gay club? Quote, if the state continue their unlawful prosecution and or conviction, they will be violating the claimant's civil, national, and human rights, the suit says. The men argue that they were exercising their Second Amendment rights to keep and bear arms, as well as their inalienable right to have a well-regulated militia at the time of their arrest. According to a police report, Massachusetts state trooper encountered the men around 1:10 a.m. 1:10, 1 full colon 1. 1 full colon 1? Doesn't that mean something? On Route 95 north in Wakefield, where they had pulled 2 vans into the breakdown lane. They didn't pull 2 vans in the breakdown lane. They were already in the breakdown lane. And he pulled up. So why are they trying to put it across as if they were traveling and they got pulled over? They didn't get pulled over. They were already pulled over. And highwaymen pulled up to them. Oh, and there's deprivation of rights under color of law again because, why is she lying? Why is she lying? Why is she making a point to put out such a bold lie that they got pulled over? They never got pulled over. They were pulled over already. And again, like we're saying, these are the media people who we know right now they have a lawsuit on them for lying. They have a lawsuit on them right now for lying, and then they're lying still. What does that tell you? Oh, that tells you that everybody's engaged in color of law. And the only reason that they can be so bold to think that they can just be colorable all the time is because of colored people called Negro, black, and colored that don't have national origin, that don't have rights, whose power is being used by the enemy to fight the real battle, which they know is the mind, which is why it's psychological warfare to them, because dumb niggers think this is about guns. And then they're caught up looking at guns as if somebody was shooting out with somebody on some highway. That's not what was happening. Go watch the dash cam footage. What dangerous? If he was so dangerous, how come he was walking up to everybody and giving them cards and taking stuff from them and giving them pens to use and all that stuff? How come? I thought it's a dangerous situation. You're a dangerous situation. You thought, oh yeah, let me borrow your pen. Let me just write something down. Could you write down something for me right there in the dangerous situation? Oh, in a dangerous situation, you don't have your guns in the holster, and you're walking up to the door. Yeah, hi, how you doing? Can I see your license? I thought this was a dangerous situation. I thought you were supposed to be 10 feet back with your gun out, pointing at the car, telling them to get out and all that stuff. If it's a dangerous situation. No, so clearly it wasn't a dangerous situation. And clearly, since it wasn't a dangerous situation, and then the judge denied them bail, that's why she's on it. Because they tell you that the judge is mentioned in the suit too, because she's violating. And then why is she violating? Because we already have record of her violating the law. Just go look up that judge, Carstetter, whatever her name is, and see the stuff that she violated pre-violating these Moors. But then you're listening to all these trolls and Rami and Taharka and Moor Science Temple and all these other people convincing you that these people did something right. The government is right. Those Moors shouldn't have been out there with their guns because they're a threat to national security or whatever. Matter of fact, on top of putting her on the next suit, you should put all those Moor Science Temple of America, Rami and all those people on a suit too. Sue them for $70 million. Since they want to talk crazy against Moors. Since they want to talk crazy about people's rights and violating rights. Matter of fact, yeah, that's the one that we should do. Get all the names of these dirty Moors and let's sue them. All the ones who are talking crazy on all the different platforms that they're talking crazy from. Let's put a suit on them. Let's call the Europeans on our brothers, since they're not our brothers talking crazy. Since they're not our brothers. Now, you notice how stuff just switched? You notice we're scrolling and the article just gone all of a sudden? How come the article's gone all of a sudden? What happened? Why is the article moving? What are they doing? What point don't they want made? Right? Their self-identified leader, Jamal Tavan Sanders Latimer, also known as Jamal Talib Abdullah Bey, told the police they were a militia headed from Rhode Island to Maine for training. Right? Isn't that deprivation of rights? If he's on the phone with the lieutenant, yeah, I'm Jamal Bey. And lieutenant didn't say, oh, you mean Jamal Latimer? No, Jamal Bey. Then they write down in their report, yeah, Jamal Bay spoke to Jamal Bay and whatever like that. And then you're watching news now, and then he's Jamal Latimer. Isn't that deprivation of rights under color of law? Isn't that deprivation of national identity? The same stuff that people are doing on here. You proclaim your nationality, and then they're trying to tell you that that's not who you are. You're the name that your mom gave you. I'm the name my mom gave me? Well, if I am, better put saint on that shit. Recognize me as one of the archangels. And know that I'm how the Scots look. You know, Scots look like no damn pale people. We're the Scots. You're going there. But obviously you're not going to go there, because if you call me archangel, then I have power to take your head. And I have power to send all the Maliks and whoever else for you people. But you'll never do that. Bunch of cowards. Right? And now here they go again with the forced, the coerced mindset. The coerced mindset that they force on the public, right? After they just said self-identified leader Latimer, also known as Bay, they're going down here now talking about Latimer refused to do something. How come you didn't say Bay? If it's also known as, why are you only using one? Why don't you just use them interchangeably? Why don't you say if it's also known as? So it's one also known as something else. Okay, so how come you only keep using one if it's also known as the other name? Oh, because these people are under color of law. And it's called psychological warfare, because they know that people are dumb because they don't study. Bay refused the officer's request to stow the guns, claiming to put the weapons away would be a violation of his Second Amendment rights. I am going to stay armed for my safety, just like you are going to stay armed for yours, he stated, according to the police report. The men did not provide evidence that they had licenses to carry the firearms, with Bay allegedly telling officers, you don't need a license in Rhode Island to own a rifle, according to the report. After several hours of negotiations, Bay and the others surrendered and disarmed themselves, the police said. The police said. Now, we like to hear what they said. We like to hear what they said. Forget what police said. We like to hear what they said. Police said they recovered 3 AR-15 rifles, 2 pistols, a bolt-action rifle, a shotgun, and a short-barrel rifle, as well as hundreds of rounds of ammunition. A total of 11 men, ages 17 to 40, all hailing from Rhode Island, New York, and Michigan, were arrested. 2 of the men refused to identify themselves, and a third was a 17-year-old whose name will not be released because he's a minor. They face charges that include unlawful possession. Now, how come they're talking about people facing charges and stuff like that when this is supposed to be about they sued somebody? Oh, we're not talking about the suit. How come they keep talking about trying to put in your mind this idea of them having some chaotic experience and arrest warrants and charges and unlawful possession of an ammunition? And how come they're not talking about the suit? Oh, we'll just play it again for you, just so in case you missed it.
Several members of the militia group Rise of the Moors that were arrested after a standoff in Massachusetts earlier this month have filed federal lawsuits. The suit filed in the U.S. District Court in Rhode Island alleges the state courts have no jurisdiction over the case. It also alleges defamation, discrimination of national origin, and deprivation of their rights under the color of law. The group is seeking $70 million in damages. The Massachusetts State Police, several individual troopers, the judge who presided over their arraignments, the state as a whole, and several media organizations are all named as defendants. The standoff happened back on July 3rd on Interstate 95 in Wakefield as the group was headed for Maine.
How did they get 120 days then? If they did, why are they in jail right now? Why are they in jail and why aren't they free if they're Rise of the Moors and they had the flag and their treaty and why they? How did they get 120 days, you ask? Let's go back to Department of Justice. Let's go back to Department of Justice and ask them why they got 120 days. Department of Justice references Title 18, United States Code, Section 242. This is what Department of Justice says. Not Moores. This is what Department of Justice says. Remember, this is United States government telling you. This is not Moores telling you. Whoever, under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom, willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, bearing arms is a right, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution. Right to bear arms is part of the Constitution, right? It's a Bill of Rights. Right? Bill of what? Bill of what? Rights. It's a bill of privileges? Bill of immunities? No, Bill of Rights. That they conveniently just keep telling you amendments. So you don't realize that it's a right. And then they keep calling it amendments instead of Bill of Rights. And you did. Why are they calling it Bill of Rights? And people are calling you, telling you amendments. Remember, the question that the troll asked was why they get 120 days. They got 120 days because the judge is practicing color of law. Since the judge was practicing color of law, right? Since the judge was practicing color of law, that's why the judge is on the suit too. Since Lieutenant and everybody else was practicing color of law, that's why they're on the suit. Because all the media outlets are practicing color of law, denationalization, calling people Latimer and all that stuff, calling people by straw names when they have nationalities. Nobody was calling them straw name 4 years ago. How come nobody was coming up calling them Latimer 4 years ago? 3 years ago? 2 years ago? All of a sudden? Now they're Latimer? You better pay attention to what's going on. And do not allow the more hating trolls to distract you from what this is about. Do not let them distract you from what this is about. This is about you recognizing that the Moorish paradigm is on the front burner. The Moorish paradigm is, remember, this has nothing to do with anybody else but these so-called Negro, black, colored, conscious whoever's. Everybody else already knows this information. They're not in the dark. They might play in the dark with your dumbass. But all you Negro, black, colored people, this is, Moors being on CNN is for you to see. Don't get caught up in guns and propaganda that news is telling you. Ask yourself the multi-billion-dollar question. How come these black guys didn't get shot up on the highway with their guns? Now they're playing negotiation games with them. What are they negotiating exactly? And that's on the color of law. Because that highwayman was supposed to go about his business. Yeah, you check. You realize there's no threat. There's no issue. There's some more just going over there to go train. Ain't no big deal. Oh, all right, no problem. You got a card or something like that so we can get a hold of you? You know, and somebody pulls out a card. Obviously, it's more than likely it's legit. More than likely that's their card. Like, why would they give you a fake card? Well, they just set that up to give you a fake card because they could stop the BS. You can go see these people online. If they're so wrong, do you think that's why they shut down their YouTube page and their Instagram and all that? Because they're wrong? No, because the right information is there. The information to counteract the psychological warfare that they're going to put out against them, which again is why there's a suit. Which again is supposed to inspire all Moors to organize and start suing these people. But how many Moors are really willing to put in the organizational work it takes to file a suit? Majority of these people don't even own a dictionary. Majority of these people they don't even know what a writ is, much less a lawsuit. All this is the ancestors yelling at you from the other side of the veil for you to get down with this information. All the people playing that they're not Moors and this has nothing to do with them and their whatever, all this stuff is going on for you to see where you're supposed to be at. Don't worry about the Moors who are active. They've been active and they're going to continue to be active no matter what goes on. They kill 500 Moors out here tomorrow. We're still going to say that we're Moors. People got bomb drop on them. They didn't stop calling themselves their national origin. They had the boils and the burns and all that stuff still saying about their national origin. Because you can't fake this. This is not opinion. Now, this is not opinion that's happening right now. This is proof of truth happening right now. This is letting you know exactly where you're supposed to be at. And then you're going to choose. You're going to pick where you want to be. Because ain't nobody picking for you. You're either going to be on the side of the Aboriginal and Indigenous people, or you're on the side of the colonists. What side are you on? Well, Moors already know what side we're on. And all the other nations of the world, they know what side they're on. If you keep playing this game, it doesn't matter what you call yourself and all that stuff, then, you know, it's only more judgment for you. You're already up to your neck in it. Before this stuff goes over your head, Start studying about this Moorish information. Start studying about your nationality. Start studying about, oh yeah, one of the Moors was saying to make sure all these Novid people go look up immunization. You know what it means to be immune. And then recognize why the deprivation of immunities. So you can see a broader picture than the broad picture that we've been showing you for the past hour, 40 minutes or whatever. This stuff is so all-encompassing that you better have your mind right, or you're not making it. And a lot of people already haven't made it. They're already done for. This is why they're going at Mars. This is why they're going at Mars. And remember, it's Moors that's going at Mars. I don't care what they call themselves. If they're Negro, black, colored, African looking, they're Moors. They're actually Moors. If are you Negro, black, colored looking? You're light skin? You're red bone? You're a Moor. These people tell you about you're not Moors because you're not in the temple and all that BS. You're Moors. And every time you got violated by these people, this is what you could do. Go file suit against them in the highest court that you can. Pay your $200 or whatever and file a suit. See what happens. You're gonna spend $200 on Jordans and those get scuffed up and you want to kill somebody. Ain't no big deal. Moore's been suing these people. Problem is, where's our people at? They want to play civil rights games. And then the colonials are going to usurp the energy. They're going to escheat the energy from the people who are playing the civil rights games and playing the they are citizen games and playing the we are part and partial of this said government when it's a corporation. How are you part and partial of a corporation when you have your own constitution, you have your own flag, you have your own headwear, you have your own identity, but you want to be part and partial of somebody? You want to be a slave when you're supposed to be free? You're supposed to be immune? You're supposed to be immune from all the abuses and mistreatments. Why are we still getting abused? Because they're siphoning the energy from the dumb people and using it against the active people. Which all the dumb people just need to put their energy with the active people, and then we could get some stuff done. But you know, Drew Ali already said he's not going to wake us all up at once because these dumb niggers are going to burn the whole place down. They found about their birthrights all at once. And then we have nothing still. Right? Because they're going to be all in their emotions about how dare they do this and all that stuff. Burn everything down, and now your dumb ass has nothing. That's why Drew Ali said you're going to wake us up one by one, little by little. That's why there's only going to be a handful saved. There's only going to be a handful saved because you can't wake everybody up. These dumb niggers are going to make this worse than it is right now. If they all woke up and said they're conscious tomorrow. Right? No different than you say, you know, open the jail doors and just let everybody out. And these people are going to be trying to find every woman to rape. You realize that maybe you should go take a shower or something. You know, go get a meal. Go have a sleep in a bed that's comfy for once in your life. No. All over the place. It's not about being all over the place. And nationality is your grounding, so you're not all over the place. Which is why they're putting out all this stuff to try to track you. Which is why the Moors said, F them, we're going to sue you people. Since you want to play, you know, color of law games and all that stuff, and then there's United States codes. Well, there's United States codes that's against color of law, and then people are practicing color of law, then might as well hit up the Department of Justice, report a violation. Might as well. I mean, what the hell, what's the worst that could happen? What you got to lose at this point? They already murdered you in the street and everything else that they want to do to you. So, why not? Why not get on the side of the Moors since they sued these people? Well, you're still not going to get on the side of the Moors? So you're still not. So even though the lawsuit is filed and the news are talking about the lawsuit, you're still talking about they're wrong. They should have did this and they should have did that. All right. Cool, no problem. You know, we really know where you stand now. We absolutely positively know where you stand now. It's absolutely clear. And if it's not clear, then you're a dumbass. If you still don't get what's going on. You still think that why are the Moors going against each other? They're brothers. Please. Brothers what? Sisters what? Who's sisters with traitors and sellouts? Who's brothers and sisters with trolls? You don't troll my brother and sister. I don't care how much repenting they do for all the BS that they said. Think all you Kevin people and McCletchy people are ever gonna be good? You're never gonna be good. I don't care what you do. I really will that you fall off something and break something. Shut you up. Get you offline for a bit. You know, you got too much time on your hands because you're passive. And instead of you going on CBS and NBC and whatever in their chat when they're live, you ain't telling them anything, but you're going to come in our chat to the people you don't like. Why don't you just go to the people who you like? Go to the colonist chat and go suck their dick. Why are you over here? But we know why you're over here. Because you're a troll. You have a job. Cause confusion. Try to take people's attention away from the lesson. Well, that only happens in the live. Because after the live gets uploaded, your chat is useless. And then what we say is what's gonna go. Because ain't nobody reading nothing that you're putting in the chat once this goes up. Because the focus is going to be on what the focus is supposed to be on. So your little chat fame is useless. People are still going to be waking up to the fact that they're Moors. People are still going to be learning about Noble Drew Ali. People are still going to be watching Taj and watching Canaanland Moors. They're still going to be watching Rise of the Moors. They're still going to be studying. They're still going to be buying Jamal Bay's books. You're still going to be mad. You're still going to be a hater and a traitor. Because that's just what it is. You know what I mean? We know what's up. Honors to all the Moors. Before this closes down, we'll just